Well, hello there, my friends. Thanks for joining me today. What you're going to see in this video is the delivery order that I received of shelf-stable foods, which I get on a monthly basis whenever I decide to, as part of my Uniquely Yours plan with Nutrisystem. So let me turn you around now so you can see what I got. This is generally what the shelf-stable food looks like when it's delivered in the box. You get your list. Always make sure to double and triple check that everything that's on this list matches what's in the box, as well as that this list matches your list, either in your phone, in the app, or a handwritten one that you may have made, if you're like me. Okay, so in here I have 2 of the Pro Sync chocolate fudge shakes, which I got at 50% off. My suggestion is ask if you can get it for 50% off. You never can tell with Nutrisystem. You'd be surprised sometimes. It was owed to me. I didn't get anything extra special, but there are times when I've heard that you can maybe get something that you didn't expect for less money. So this is a granola. And then this time around I got myself a couple blueberry muffins because I haven't had them in a while. These also, like all the other prepackaged shelf-stable muffins, put them in your microwave 10 to 15 seconds. Delicious. Okay. Then we have, this is the double chocolate. Got myself a couple of those because it's been a while. And I really like these. Probably the best of all. And what do we have here? I think I got a cinnamon streusel. This is also quite good. And what do we have here? Another double chocolate. I didn't get much in the way of shelf-stable. I got a couple lemon cooler cookies. These are my favorites. I really enjoy these cookies. And then that's just the other jar or container of shake mix. It's another chocolate one. And this is the lasagna with meat sauce, which is shelf-stable. I really like this. I like it a lot. So that does it for my little box that I received of shelf-stable for this month on the Nutrisystem Uniquely Yours plan. As per usual, Nutrisystem packs everything, in my experience, very well. So this is how it looks after I remove the dry ice. So when I received my frozen food order, it was missing meatloaf sandwiches, 3 of them. Come to find that I had 5 mac and cheese frozen dinner entrees. I did not order 5. Obviously, they replaced the meatloaf and added in 3 extra mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese, but not that much. So I called, and they were kind enough to not only replace the 3 items with something of my choice, they added in a couple extra for good measure. So these are completely new to me. Chipotle chicken bacon flatbread, Mediterranean flatbread, buffalo style chicken flatbread. I've heard good things about these flatbreads, so we'll see when I have them what I thought. I'd be interested to know what you think. Why don't you leave me a comment if you've already had them and what you think about them. So this video, as I said in the beginning, was short and sweet. I just wanted to share the couple things that I did get in the order since it completes my monthly meal plan. And I want to thank you all very much for watching. As per usual, I appreciate you're taking the time out of your day to watch my videos. I am going to look forward to seeing you again in the next one. And for now, I'm just going to say goodbye. Be well. Here I have all of the ingredients that I plan to put into my vegetable soup for today. I have 2 containers of low sodium chicken broth. I have a package of rice, cauliflower, garlic, and herb, the Aldi Season's Choice brand. I have 3 small zucchini chopped. I have 2 medium-sized onions chopped. I have a can of diced tomatoes, which I will use. This is a 28-ounce can, and I will use the entire thing, including the juice. I'm going to be putting 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. I have about a cup to a cup and a half of broccoli Normandy that I'm going to be using. I'm going to add in this package of mixed vegetables. It's carrots, green beans, and corn and peas. Here I have about a cup of previously frozen shredded cabbage, and I have 3 stalks of celery chopped. Here I have 2 medium-sized turnips, which I peeled and diced. And then I'm going to season it up really well with my chicken, grilled chicken seasoning that I really enjoy from Mrs. Dash. And that's going to do it for ingredients. I will list everything that I have here in the description box of this video for you. Now let's get started. First thing I did was to spray my pot really well with some extra virgin olive oil spray, cooking spray. And then I put in my 2 tablespoons of garlic. I love garlic, so there's probably a little bit more than 2 tablespoons in here. If you don't like garlic, just leave it out. You can also use garlic powder. Whatever makes your life easier and make sure that you enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then I would suggest not putting it in. So I'm going to make this a little bit more golden, and then I will add in the onions. I'll be back. As you can see, I've added in the onions, given everything a really good stir. Now I'm going to cover this and watch it for about 5 to 8 minutes, and then we will be ready to add in the next set of ingredients. I just wanted to quickly show you, this broth is a lot darker now because when I mixed it up with the onions and the garlic, all of the goodness that's on the bottom of the pan got scraped up and into the broth. So this is where I'm speaking about my extra layer of flavor. This is where it comes from. And it smells so good already. Can't wait to have this later. And here we have it. Everybody's in the pool. I did put my seasoning on top. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm going to cover it and simmer it down for at least an hour, and then I'll see what I have. Honestly, as long as your vegetables are cooked, you're good to go. And this is the size pot that I have for all that, so it does make quite a lot. It can be frozen, portioned out, and used at a later date. We will be eating this for a couple days, and then if there's any left, which I'm sure there will be, I'll be freezing it myself for a later date. As you can see, it's to the boil now, so I will give it another stir, cover it, lower the heat so that it's just at a simmer, and I will stir it here and there, probably like every 15 minutes or so, and we'll see where I'm at in an hour from now. If the turnips are not tender enough, then I will just continue to cook it until they become tender. No big deal. So it is soup. It is completely done. I did let it go for an hour and a half, to be honest with you, on like medium low, just at a simmer. And it's to your liking. The turnips are nice and tender. They are the texture of a boiled potato. The purpose in putting them in here is to give you the texture of having a potato in your soup. And I thank Sharon very much from our Facebook group and our weekly chat for giving the suggestion to us all. It really is delicious with the turnips in it. I wish I had known for years and years. So now I'm going to turn you back around so that I can go over make some suggestions as to how you can use your soup. Well, hello again. Please excuse the mess behind me. I have been cooking all afternoon and I have not quite put everything away. So I wanted to go over a few items that might enhance your soup to make your weight loss journey easier, as well as some suggestions as how you may make use of the soup as a filler. The first one I want to suggest is to just have it by itself. If you're in between meals and snacks and you get hungry, grab yourself a cup of soup. This soup does have some corn and peas in it, as you saw. The amount is negligible in terms of making it a smart carb per serving or making it have points or bites, just to let you know. So I'm considering this just full-blown non-starchy vegetable soup. There's at least 20 cups of soup in that pot. So at 8 cups, it already becomes 0.0 bites, and I wouldn't track it at all on Nutrisystem as a starchy vegetable. So in any event, what can you do? The simplest thing you can do is, if you like grated cheese, I call this my grated gold. I grate it myself. A tablespoon of this is like 20 calories, 25 calories. It's a point, it's a bite, and it's an extra. So it's very flavorful. If you use the freshly grated, you only need a tablespoon. So that's the easiest way to enhance the flavor in your soup and make it very filling. Any time of day, you can just put it in as an extra. Okay, what's another way? I also enjoy at times to put, if you put 30 calories worth of this, which would be 1/8 of a cup, it's an extra, it's a point, it's a bite, and it's 30 calories. If you wanted to do it as a 1/4 cup, you could have it as 2 extras. You can have it as, I believe it probably goes up to 2 points. Or you can put it in as a power fuel and have 90 calories worth. Just sprinkle it on top and it mixes through as you're eating it. It's delicious. Same goes for if you use 1/8 of a cup of this, or if you use a 1/4 of a cup of this cheese. I personally like this cheese with some grated gold on top of my soup with some black pepper. It's very enjoyable to me, and it gives it, I don't know, it just makes it like a little bit of more festive type of cup of soup. So you could have this along with as a power fuel for maybe at dinner time. I'm always looking for a way to use that third power fuel. So again, low points, low bites, and calories, and it will bring it up a notch, as Emma would say. Kick it up a notch. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could also add in a protein. I'm using this as an example. I would buy a rotisserie chicken, put some of that in there, measure it out to 120 calories. And for me, chicken, poultry is 0 points. It's 0 bites. It is a power fuel for me at 180 to 100 calories. So you could take this, drain it. If I would watch the sodium, so I would drain it and just add it to your soup. It is 45 calories for 2 ounces. So again, anywhere between 80 to 120. You could add this and you have your power fuel in your soup. Or as I said, get your rotisserie chicken, or just take some grilled chicken and put that in there. And it makes for a nice lunch. And then you just have to add your smart carb, which brings me to this. I count as a smart carb. It was suggested by Nikki Mack, also a member of our Facebook group. Thank you once again, because this I would not have tried. You would make 1 ounce dry of this, put it into your soup, put a protein in there, and there's your lunch. A power fuel and a protein for me is a lunch. Tastes delicious and very filling. The other idea would be you could put some quinoa. I'm using this as an example to give you an idea. You could also use that as a smart carb in your soup. Or you could, another suggestion, use some brown rice. Use, it's 180 calories, so you'd use half of that, a little less than half, which would be 180 calories is a half cup dry. So you could make whatever it works out to be to get it to 120 or less, or between 80 and 120, and use this in there as a smart carb. Okay, now I'm showing you these crackers only because I don't have compliant crackers for Nutrisystem, but to give you the idea, you can use a cracker as a smart carb, measure it out to the correct, what would I say, serving. That would be between 80 and 120 calories. That would also keep it low in points and bites, and your overall calories for the day. Use a cracker that's compliant, that has at least, you'd like it to have more than 1 gram of fiber per serving. And it has to be to the measurement that you're using. Because for instance, if it's 1 gram of fiber for 200 calories, if you cut that in half, you're gonna have half gram of fiber. So then you won't, again, keep that in the back of your mind when you're looking at your fiber. But just as an idea, you could put chicken in the soup and have crackers on the side with it, if you wanted to do that. You could take 1 slice of 45 calorie bread, use a slice of fat-free cheese, make a little grilled cheese, put some chicken. So that would be half a smart carb, or put 2 pieces of grilled cheese and have that with a cup of soup, and maybe add some chicken in there and make it balance out to be your smart carb and your power fuel for your lunch. As I said, the possibilities are endless. I also have another, this is lima beans, but just to give you an example, you could also add a smart carb worth of lima beans into there and then add some protein in there. make it work for you. Whatever makes it easier, this vegetable soup, whatever plan you're on, be it counting calories, healthy, better balance, WW personal points, Nutrisystem, this soup is a freebie, and it's a fill me up freebie, especially if you put these turnips in there, which I've just discovered. It makes those taste like potatoes, and they have the texture of a potato. So it will make it heartier for you, and it will fill you up. And again, the mission is to make life easy. If you do not want to do the volume of soup or the amount of soup that I made, just take a bag of mixed vegetables that you like, not the ones with peas and corn. At least, unless you're going to make 8 servings out of that soup, then you need to add other vegetables in and have 8 servings. But let's say you want to make a smaller amount because you're one person and you don't have more room in your freezer. So just take a small can of diced tomatoes, take 1 low sodium chicken broth carton, put that in there, see how much you get, and then just backfill it with vegetables until it comes out to be a soup and not just boiled vegetables for yourself, if you catch my drift. And you could add some cauliflower rice in there. You could add a turnip, chop up a turnip, add some onion and garlic, whatever makes it easy. If you can't chop an onion, if you don't have the time, just buy frozen. I've done it. Truth be told, that was a lot of chopping for me today, and I am having some shoulder pain. Not that you need to hear that, but I take shortcuts. I want to show you my shortcuts to help you in your journey so that you don't feel overwhelmed about trying to make some soup or a flex meal. Most of us do Nutrisystem because we like the food. Obviously, we have to enjoy what we eat, and your soup should be enjoyable to you. That means you put the vegetables in it that you enjoy having, not what I necessarily enjoy having. But in making your soup, we also want to make it easy for you, or for ourselves, I should say, because it is time consuming depending on how you make it. So therefore, do whatever works for you. Do whatever's easier for you. You know, that's the mission. In order to do these things long term and make it a lifestyle change, which is what we're all hoping for, we have to be able to live with what we're doing now while we're losing the weight, so that we can in turn maintain the weight loss afterwards. Right? Make sense? Okay. Very good. So on that note, thank you for watching my video today. I hope that it is helpful to you and that you will make your own soup and that you will enjoy it as much as this soup that I made for myself. In the meantime, I will see you in the next video that I make for you, and I will say goodbye for now.